Welcome to Bangkok, Thailand. Beautiful day today. It's actually supposed to be rainy season, but today it's really sunny right now, so I'm gonna take advantage of that while I can. So in today's episode, I'm gonna talk to you guys about the DTV, which is the Destination Thailand Visa. And that's how I'm able to stay here in Thailand for a long period of time. And not only that, but I'm also gonna show you guys how I got my DTV, as well as introduce you to someone that helped me to get my DTV. But to get started, let me go ahead and explain to you guys what the DTV is. And DTV is a fairly new long-term visa that was introduced to foreigners here in Thailand last year, about I want to say July of last year. And my wife and I, we actually applied for it back in October or November of last year. So we're sitting with a little bit over 6 months of having a DTV. But anyways, yeah, this DTV is really convenient because you can have a long-term stay, also a multi-entry for up to 5 years. And one thing about this also, this DTV, is that there's really little requirements. But some of the requirements to get the DTV visa is that you have to have a bank account having a certain amount of money. And that money is, I believe, 500,000 baht, which is roughly translated currency-wise around 15,200, give or take. You can check out the conversion yourself. And but anyways, it's around that much you want to have in your bank account. And then also you pay for the visa as well. And the visa itself costs, I think, 10,000 baht, which is roughly, I think, around $300 or so. So you want to have a certain amount of money in your bank, and also you want to have to pay for the visa as well. So the requirements for this visa was relatively easy, I thought, right? Initially, we were going to move to Thailand under my age in terms of getting a retirement visa. But this visa is so much simpler and also a lot more, I guess, cost effective for us. And being that we travel a lot, it's kind of convenient as well because we have to leave and come back a couple of times a year. So how we got the visa was we went down to Jakarta and went to the Thai embassy in Jakarta. So you can't get the visa here while you're in Thailand. You have to be in a foreign country, in a foreign embassy. So being that we've been traveling Asia a lot, we went and made a trip down to Jakarta, made it like a little vacation, and went down there for about 3 weeks. And we're down there, we kind of enjoyed ourselves and got sightseeing as well as to apply for the visa. And what we did was we went to the embassy, and when we went there, we filled out the application out, and the application is right there. But the things that you need to have when you go to the embassy is basically, one, you have to have, of course, to pay for the visa. And when you pay for the visa, you have to pay in local currency. And so when we went there, we only withdrew money from the bank ATM machine and had all the money available at the embassy. The second thing we had to also have was photocopies of our passport. On top of that, passport photo. And then also we, of course, had to have copies of our bank statement. And we had to have like 1 month bank statement showing having the amount of 500,000 baht in our bank account. And being that we had a bank account already set up, or we had over $15,000 in that bank account. Also being that we're married, one thing that's about is that we only have to apply once since we're married, because she can go under me as a dependent, which is really nice. All right, guys, we got the Destination Thailand Visa, and my goodness, it was actually a rather quick process, easy process. We had all the paperwork and submitted it on Tuesday, and then we got it back on Friday, so 3 days later. And they gave us a slip of paper. We came back, gave them the slip of paper that kind of shows us that we applied, and then we got it. So here it is. And the cost of the visa application for myself and my wife, it was 5,600,000 rupiah each, right? So that's around $370 each. And then on top of that, I signed up for a Muay Thai class in Thailand for 12,000 baht, which came to around $360. So roughly speaking, you're looking at about $1,000 for the both of us for our Destination Thailand Visa, which not too bad, right? 5 years, also multiple entry, so that's a pretty good deal. And a really smooth process. So, and yeah, so I'm gonna go back to Thailand and take some Muay Thai classes, and I'm out of shape, so this is gonna be rough, but I'm excited to try it. Also, I'm actually taking classes from a professional fighter. His name is Bashir, and he used to actually fight for the One Championship martial arts around here in Asia, right? It's like similar to the UFC. Anyways, we have a professional fighter teaching me how to do Muay Thai. And so I'm really excited to try that as well. But anyways, guys, this is it here in Indonesia. We're here in almost the heart of Indonesia, downtown. Pretty cool. Ooh, there's people selling food along the streets, which is really nice. And this is like a residential area I'm going to the school at, and I used to walk this path a lot. When I took the class, I actually stayed in like Airbnb in a different area down the street, so I could take this class. And yeah, it was a lot of fun, and of course I'll tell you more about it when I get there. But for the DTV itself, Destination Thailand Visa, yeah, so I had to provide the bank statement, had to provide also, of course, the payment of the visa. I also had to provide the receipt as well as the registration for the Muay Thai class, and also to provide the marriage certificate for my wife to be part of my visa. So like I mentioned earlier, it's really simple. It wasn't not that hard. But the biggest thing is, if you guys decide you want to apply for a DTV, I'd highly recommend joining the Facebook group, DTV Facebook group. They provide a lot of information. A lot of people also went to different locations. Bear in mind, it took us 3 days and it was really simple in Jakarta, but it's not the same for all the different embassies or countries. So if you want to know what it's like, make sure to check out the Facebook group and talk to people, and they can let you know what to expect, because I've heard some, I guess, bad stories about people not having a good experience or getting rejected for the DTV. So if you're going to apply for the DTV, I highly recommend check out the Facebook group, talk to somebody, and just understand also, if you're going to a different country to apply, there may be different also rules applying to that. Because I've heard some people saying that they have to show like 6 months of bank statements with that amount of money in the bank account. Also, I've had it showing like 3 months. For us, it was only 1 month. And I don't know if that's changed since we applied in Jakarta. So take it with a grain of salt in terms of my information I'm providing. All this information I'm providing is from the past. So don't rely on this as a sole reference point to get the DTV. But at the same time, I want to kind of share my experience of getting DTV with you guys, so you understand what I went through. But yeah, so long story short, we got the DTV. Now we've actually traveled in and out of the country twice with the DTV and had no problems getting in. They basically look at our stamp and they basically stamped us for 6 months, it's 180 days. And then after 180 days, you actually have to either leave the country or also I think the first time you can go to the immigration office and they'll sign off on it. But I think after that, you have to leave the country every 6 months. So when the stamp they give you, even though it's 5 years, you don't get 5-year stamp. You basically get a stamp saying that you can stay for 6 months and not worry about things. And then you can also come back and you get another stamp for another 180 days. So yeah, like I mentioned, it was really easy coming in and out of immigration. But at the same time, also, I've heard horror stories already of people having a tough time getting back in with the DTV visa and getting a little bit of hassle, I guess. So make sure to check the Facebook group. They kind of give you an idea of what's going on. But at the same time, I just want to kind of, like I said, share my experience with the DTV. All right, got to cross the street and go down this alleyway. I'm pretty sure this is the right alleyway. It's been a while since I've been here, but I contacted Bashir and asked him, hey, you know what, can I come by and kind of introduce not only the school, but also interview him? He can kind of give you an idea of what to expect. On top of that, you get to talk to a previous MMA fighter, which is pretty cool, I thought. But he's a super nice guy, and I'm excited to introduce you to Bashir. All right. Oh, look at that. They have some classes going on right now. I showed up a little bit early, so I want to kind of give you guys an idea what the school was like, what the facility was like. There you go. This is what it looks like. Okay, guys, we are here at Tiger Eye Muay Thai and MMA, and we're meeting up with the Bashir here. He's a gentleman that actually coached me, as well as the owner of this facility, to help me get the Muay Thai certification information and I guess paperwork for my DTV visa. So I want to kind of introduce Bashir, as well as kind of give you guys an idea of what it's like to come here to Tiger Eye to get your Muay Thai classes. But I'll let Bashir introduce himself.
My name is Bashir Ahmed. I could call myself an MMA pioneer in Asia. I was a former athlete with One Championship. I later became an executive with One Championship. One Championship is if you're not familiar with Muay Thai and MMA, it's the largest Muay Thai organization in the world and one of the largest MMA organizations in the world. And yeah, I've been involved in combat sports for about 20 years now. I'm an American. I was Army veteran. After I got back from the military, I was deployed overseas. I got into martial arts, became an obsession, and yeah, that led me to Asia. Started promoting MMA, became known as the godfather of mixed martial arts in Pakistan. Started fighting in One Championship, became an executive, and then I opened up Tiger Eye. It was always a dream of mine to open a Muay Thai and MMA gym in Thailand, and so here we are.
Yeah. And guys, total badass too. I watched some of his videos on YouTube, checked out his fight, my gosh. Seriously, badass. But one of the things also nice about this is that this facility here is in like a residential area, so really nice. And Bashir, also being American, it was really easy to kind of talk to him about what I needed for my DTV. On top of that, he's also had a lot of experience with the DTV people applying through his gym. So how many people do you think have come through here?
I mean, since the DTV has started, it's over 300 people.
300.
Yeah.
Nice. 300 DTV applicants, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're getting stories basically saying how they succeeded and got their DTV.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would say that the success rate is over 99%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we've had some people rejected, but there's always it's a pretty clear reason about why.
Yeah.
And I would say about half of the people, it's probably been like 4 or 5 people that have rejections, and at least half of those, it's been where I have warned them that's like, this is not going to cut it, right? And they're like, I'm going to try anyway,
Yeah, and just bear in mind with the DTV visa, guys, it's not because the school was not accepted. It's basically they were applying and something else in their application process wasn't working or didn't work. So there are certain requirements you have to have for DTV, and that sometimes they won't accept you because maybe you put the wrong paperwork in, or you did something wrong in the process. So I've heard of this also on the Facebook group as well. So be mindful of that. Typically, when you have a certification, because he's certified with the government, right, for his gym to apply for the DTV visa. Am I correct?
Yeah. So I mean, basically, the two main things that an embassy is going to look at is, one, are you a legal entity? Like, are you a business? Are you paying taxes?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And as a foreigner running a business in Thailand, I actually have to be way more stringent about my paperwork requirements.
Oh, sure.
Right? And so that actually works out well because I have to have all my ducks in a row.
Right.
Right? As opposed to a lot of locally owned business, because Thailand we won't do this, we won't do that, right? So they may not have all their I's dotted and their T's crossed, right? So the first requirement is that you're a legal, tax-paying business entity, right? And with all your paperwork up to date.
Okay.
Second is that you are a registered Muay Thai gym with the Sports Authority, right? So those are the two main things that they want to see.
Very good.
Right, yeah.
So there you go. So that's the information that I think if you're kind of concerned about, is this the right gym, or if this gym will work for your DTV, basically he kind of laid out for you that, yes, this gym right here, Tiger Eye, will work with a DTV. Over 300 people are also applying, and we've got our DTV. I got my DTV through Tiger Eye as well. So, but in terms of the membership, what kind of membership kind of programs do you have set here?
So we have 3 courses that we offer, right? And I kind of want to get into this in a little bit of detail.
Okay.
But we have 1 month, 3 month, and 6 month, right? And so when the DTV started, right? I mean, pretty much I didn't even know that there was this thing as the DTV, and someone messaged, right? They're like, hey, can you help with my DTV paperwork? And I was like, okay, and and when they asked me that, I kind of went. So I started training in Thailand in 2006, the first time I visited Thailand, right? And then in 2008 and 2009, I spent a year here training. And the reason that I bring that up is because I came to Thailand to train for a year, and I was going to different gyms and stuff like that. And so when people ask about, what packages that you have, right? I am viewing it from the perspective of me, like, 10, 20 years ago, first coming to Thailand, right? And so it's like, okay, you want to come to the gym, well then, and you want the documents, well, just make a deposit for 1 month, right? So because like, I don't want to tie someone here for like a year. I don't want to be like, hey, you got to pay for like 2 years, you got to pay for a year in order to get your paperwork, right? Because like, you maybe want to travel around Thailand, right? Maybe this is not the right place for you, right? For whatever reason, right? Maybe you don't like Bangkok, maybe whatever, right? And so I don't want to lock anybody in, right? So it's like, look, just pay a deposit for 1 month, right? And, if you want to stay, you can stay, or wherever you want to travel, you can do that, right? And then there's other people who might want to be like, well, no, I'll just come for 3 months in the beginning, right? Or others who maybe are already living here, already training here, and they're like, well, I'll just do 6 months from the get-go, because, I'll get a better deal, I'll get personal training with it, we have a special package for that, and I know I want to be here, so I'll just pay for 6 months. Or sometimes people are a bit concerned, or the embassy that they're going to be applying at is more stringent, right? And they're not going to accept like a 1 month deposit. They want to see at least 6 months, and then they'll get a 6 month package.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah.
So be mindful of that as well when you're looking to get DTV too. Some embassies do have different requirements too, so just be mindful of that as well. So when you're signing up for a package, make sure that depending on the embassy you go to, check out and see what is the requirement there, just to make it on the safe side. On top of that, also check the Facebook group, the DTV Facebook group. They also have kind of conversations about that as well, based upon the embassy you're going to, whether it be Vietnam, or whether it be going to Indonesia or Malaysia, right? Just check out those embassies.
Yeah, and another important thing along with the embassy is your nationality. Some nationalities will get more scrutiny than others.
Oh, okay.
Right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, for example, right, if there's people like Myanmar nationals, right, that right now, because of the war, there's a lot of people leaving Myanmar and they're coming to Thailand. And typically a lot of people from Myanmar will come here to work and stuff like that. So they may be more stringent and be like, do you really have the financial requirements? Like, are you getting the DTV because you want to work under the table? Or are you getting the DTV because you want to stay in Thailand, you'll train Muay Thai or do whatever, right? And you have the funds to support yourself, right?
Gotcha.
So someone from one country may be looked at with more scrutiny than someone from another country, So it's the embassy plus the applicant as well, and their background and their nationality, etc.
Very good. That's good information to know. And then with the program or with the membership to your gym, what is offered as a part of that membership? What do you get?
So, like, we have, and if you go to our website, right, Tiger Eye MMA, but I'm just saying, because you can go there and you can look at the schedule, and we have multiple classes. We're primarily a Muay Thai gym, right? So we have Muay Thai at least twice a day. And sometimes 3 times a day. We have women's only classes for Muay Thai, which is quite popular. And then if you're a female looking for the DTV and want a longer package, it's also a very good deal.
Oh, good.
And because there's a lot of, a lot of Muay Thai gyms have a more kind of masculine, like macho vibe to them, right? And then maybe a lot of women who want to do Muay Thai may not feel comfortable, so we have a women's only class. We have a female instructor. Nice. Right? So that's something. But we have our Muay Thai classes. We have meditation and mobility classes, which you were coming to, right? And then we have jiu-jitsu, we have boxing, we have kids classes. We've even had people who sign up for the DTV and they have families and they have their kids come in as well. So we have really something for everybody. We have a very diverse group of programs. And if you, for example, you sign up for the 1 month, you have access to all the classes all day. You could be here for every single class, right? That you qualify for. Obviously, if you're an adult, you're not going to come to the kids' classes, right?
So I would call that. I call that like a buffet. Right? You get a buffet of everything, as much as you want, no time limit. And so when I signed up with Tiger Eye, I actually kind of spread out my workouts because I hadn't worked out ever since when I signed up. And so what I did was I did a Muay Thai class, and then the second day I would do like the yoga class with meditation. And I alternated days and the workout programs based upon my fitness. So I know I was gonna ask Bashir in terms of the age also is a factor, guys. I'm over 50 years old, so, and also I didn't work out, so I know I didn't want to be like put in a place where I was gonna be like working out like a madman, right? So he started me off slow, which was nice. And also now that, but also kind of just teaching technique, as well as teaching yoga and also meditation. That was really crucial as a part of kind of getting adapted, because I had the membership and I want to be coming here every day, right, as much as I could. So yeah, that was important. But also in terms of not only the teaching of yoga, MMA, but you also do other things here besides that in terms of working with kids. Yeah. Which I noticed that I joined this Facebook group, and I see a lot of kids coming in here. So if you have a family and you're having DTV, this might be something that activity-wise your kids can do, because I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So, I mean, let's like maybe just really quickly go over like our homeschooling, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I bring up the homeschooling in particular is because, you know, there's a lot more people, just because of the nature of the world that we live in with like technology and being able to you can work remotely, you can also study remotely, right? You know, and, you know, kids have a lot more access to videos and software and programs to help them learn, you know? You don't have to just be sitting in a classroom. So a lot of families now who can work remotely, they're like, well, why don't we just bring our family and our kids can study remotely, right? And so we have a really big kids program, and we have a homeschooling program. One of our kids classes, one of the biggest classes is the homeschooling class, right? Wow. And so, you know, once a week, a big group of homeschoolers come here. Sometimes there's been over like 17, 50, between 15 and 20 kids in a class, and we'll do like an hour of martial arts training, and then we'll do an hour of work in the garden. Sometimes we'll do like some other things related to like ecology and agriculture. Like today they're doing like an art lesson right now. Right now they're doing it
I saw that. They're actually doing it right
in the
now,
ring. Yeah. And, you know, they'll do painting, like make a painting of stuff like in the garden or plants and stuff like that. So yeah, we have a really vibrant kids program. It's a very family friendly place. Like, you know, when we're talking about it in the introduction, like I come from like the fighting world, right? And I bring that up because, you know, a lot of martial arts gyms, like, yeah, the person may have a black belt and stuff like that, but maybe they haven't competed and they're not from like, I was like cage side to some of the biggest fights like ever, right? I've had blood splattered on me like multiple times, right? And the bring this is like, you know, we're like an authentic, legit gym, but we're very family friendly. You know? So you know, this is a place where like we've got like young Thais that are competing in the stadiums, but then we also have like a family friendly like homeschooling group. So like I'm really happy with the balance that we have over here. That, you know, you're coming to Thailand, learning the national sport authentically, but you know, there's just such a diverse group of people learning that, you know, there's something that everyone is going to benefit, everyone's going to learn here. Yeah, and that's why I brought you guys to this gym, because I want to kind of give you an idea that all gyms are not equal, right? And there's also different things for different people in terms of interest. So if you guys want to kind of have that kind of a family kind of environment, like also in terms of if you have family, and also because you could also be like a young guy or a young gal that's applying for DTV and you want something more tough, and that's also available, because guess what, you got the badass here teaching you guys that kind of stuff. But at the same time, if you want some kind of that activities for the kids as well as activities for maybe for your spouse, because I know I have a spouse, but she didn't do the Muay Thai, but she can if she wanted to, right? And then that way she can participate in the women's class as well. That's got a great option to have. But I want to go back to the DTV application process. What does somebody get from you to give to the embassy? Pretty much like the main documents that an embassy is going to want to see, right, is confirmation that you've signed up, right, with basically a cover letter stating that this is a business, it's like business ID, et cetera, like, you know, the fundamental identifying information, right, and that this person is coming, right, and the details of the applicant, and plus like a receipt proving that they've paid, right? And then everything else is supporting documents, right? So that someone just doesn't make up like this cover letter, right? That just like, you know, they made up a gym, but there's also like supporting documents stating that, okay, these are like our recent business registration. So this is like not a gym that existed 10 years ago, right? And then someone just making up and applying fraudulently, right? Yeah. So those are the two main documents, right? Then everything else supporting, like, you know, like my ID and my work permit will be attached. Like my Thai partners, the other directors, their IDs will be attached. proof that we've been registered with the sports authority. That's attached.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So when I came, it was like last year, right? Things have changed quite a bit. Now they can apply it electronically as well for your DTV application at some embassies. So I applied in person, and I actually had paper filled out application, as well as Bashir gave me a piece of paper, 2 sheets, right, with not only the registration as well as the receipt of payment for our trip to Jakarta. So, but like Bashir is saying, there's things that have changed in terms of information provided. Also electronically, being that if I was living in the United States, could I purchase and get your information and the receipt and then go to the U.S. Embassy and apply for the DTV there?
Yeah, all the time. It happens all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we would just send you everything electronically. I mean, because the assumption is that you are already outside. You can't apply in Thailand. Right? So, like, of course, like, we can just send you everything by email, and that's what happens in 90+% of the cases.
Okay.
Right? We're sending things by email to everybody.
Okay.
So, like, in the United States, for example, I believe there's 3 embassies that you can apply at.
Okay.
LA, Washington, D.C., and Chicago.
Okay.
So basically, closer to the West Coast, you apply in LA. Closer to the East Coast, you apply in D.C. If you're in the Midwest, you apply in Chicago.
Okay, very good.
So, you know, you're going to apply to the relevant embassy, the Thai embassy, whatever in the city, but it is online. But you're still applying to the closest embassy. I guess each embassy will have a certain. There's no central place that's processing all the applicants.
Right.
They're processing them based upon region.
Right.
So even though you're kind of sending it through one portal, it is getting shuttled over to the appropriate embassy closest to you.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they'll process the DTV, your visa application, and that typically takes from 3 days to 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and so when you're going to apply, also recommended go to the embassy's website, Thai embassy website for whichever embassy you're going to kind of get an idea of what you need for information. Because like I mentioned earlier, there's a standard template of all the information you need, but some embassies may have something different. So just a recommendation. And like we basically followed the embassy's website in Jakarta, right? Thai embassy in Jakarta, and they gave us a list. And I'll kind of show you guys this list that they gave me off their website here. But the requirements were very simply laid out as well. So it's really relatively easy. The Muay Thai part, the soft power, is the part that I want to kind of express to you guys today and show you guys that here's a gym. It's in the RE area here in Bangkok area. And so it was basically, my wife and I stayed in an Airbnb nearby, and that way I could come to this gym and do it every day and get a good workout in as a part of not only being retired, but also, you know what, I need to exercise when I'm retired. So this was a great exercise for me, and also it fulfilled my soft power requirement for the DTV. So yeah, wonderful experience.
Yeah. So a couple things I'd like to bring up.
Yeah.
This is very helpful, and this is just based upon my experience talking to people, right? Is number one, just what you said about, like, look at the requirements. Do your due diligence, right? Do your due diligence. And like, look, we've gone through a lot of DTVs. I can absolutely help, but you know, like, there is a personal responsibility upon the applicant to like go ahead and like look at what they need to do. You know. So when people ask me questions where it's clearly you didn't look at this at all, it makes me a little concerned. It's like, do you qualify for this, right? Because for me, that's a bit of a red flag. It's like, okay, is this person going to, you know, not get approved, right? And I don't want that. I don't want to take somebody's money, right? And then like they're going to get like rejected. Like, you know, I think one of the reasons that we have a good reputation is that I've been very honest and transparent and straightforward with people about this. And I've told people, hey, don't apply, don't give me your money, right? You don't know what you're doing, right? You know, like, so you research it first, make sure that you qualify, right? And then we'll go from there, right? And then if you have problems, then I'll be more than ready to help you with it, you know? But if you haven't done any research, right? And then you apply and have all these problems where I'm not going to be as motivated to like, you know, go out of my way to help, because it's like, man, you should have really like looked into this first and foremost, right?
That's a good point to bring up.
Yeah, you know, do your due diligence. Look at the requirements for the embassy, right? Go to these Facebook groups are so much good information, right? So much good information. You don't even have to ask a question. Go through it, you know, use the search function. Like, all the information is there. Now that I say that, the next point is like, you don't need an agent for this, right? And when I get approached by agencies, and it happens all the time, again, it's another red flag. They're like, hey, we have an applicant that wants to apply. And I know for some people, it's like, you know, they can afford it and they're just like, I don't want to be bothered. Even if it's like an hour of my time, I don't even want to bother with that hour, right? So I get it. But there's also a lot of times where agents are preying on people's ignorance, right? And they're like, oh, you're not going to get the DTV. You need our help, right? And we're going to ask you for like 50,000 baht or 100,000 baht,
Yikes.
you know? And that's not fair, right? And another red flag with agents is sometimes, to me, it makes me wonder if the person is qualified for the DTV, right? Like, look, one of the biggest requirements is the financial requirements, right? And a lot of agencies will be like, hey, we'll help you with that. But, you know, in the end, that's hurting everybody, right? If I like have a suspicion of that, I will refuse, right? Because I don't want our business associated with people, like, you know, because if this happens again, it's like, hey, the embassy is like, hey, Tiger Eye is sending people, right, who don't qualify, right? That's going to be a problem for us. So it's to be like, no, I'd rather not deal with it, right? So I would say, avoid agents, you know. If you need an agent for maybe some advice and you want to pay them a 2,000 baht to, like, you know, help prep your documents, stuff like that, sure, right? But when agents like, hey, we want to, don't talk to our client at all, just go through us, right? To me, that's always like a little bit of a red flag there, you know? And then if you are in Bangkok, visit the gym, like, come here, you know, talk to me. Like, I really like, it takes up more of my time to talk to people about it, but I would rather do it, make sure that everything is clear, you know, because in the end, then it saves everybody time, as opposed to you haven't asked all the right questions, you're not sure, and then later on you get stuck in another country, like you're like, hey, I'll go to outside of Thailand for 5 days and apply for my DTV, but you didn't have everything in order, and now you're there for like a month, right? You know, and then I'm stressing for you, right? Because I do get, whenever everyone's play, I want everyone to get approved. I want to help, and when anyone has a problem, I feel that anxiety, right? And it stresses me out, right? And I don't want that. You're going to be stressed being stuck in like Cambodia, be like, oh, when I, you know, like, so, you know, those are really main things that I think are really important, because I want everything goes smoothly. It's just a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely. That's a really important information. One thing we did when we got here is actually I met with Bashir before we got signed up for the class in DTV. And not only that, but also, guys, Bashir is not your agent either. So don't think that he can answer all your questions about DTV. This is your responsibility, but just be mindful. I did it by myself. I didn't go through an agent. It's not that hard. It's just basically just take the information from a lot of the DTV Facebook group. They provide pretty much everything you need to know, and it's really simple when you break it down. So just be mindful of that. I know it's kind of stressful because you're worried about getting it, but like Bashir said, guys, agents can also take advantage of you as well. Because I did it by myself, and it wasn't that difficult. The second point that he brought up that was really good too is the fact that when you're applying for the DTV, be mindful that you pay for things, right? You don't want to lose that money that you're paying for stuff, right? So make sure you have everything in order before you go out and start purchasing all this stuff. Like, whether it be Muay Thai, whether it be like, taking a class for cooking, or whether it be, taking something else, right? The soft powers, you have to be careful, guys, because you're going to go ahead and be paying for things in advance of getting the DTV. So make sure you get all your information ready before you go and purchase these things for soft power. That's just a good recommendation altogether. So, but no, I just wanted to kind of show you guys, this is Tiger Eye, and this is where I got my DTV, I guess, soft power information for my visa. So just a recommendation, if you guys are looking to get DTV, I would highly recommend. Give Bashir a shout out. He can talk to you via Facebook also. And,
we have a sign-up form, and it makes things very easy, right? It's go.tigerimma.com, right? And then you can put your email and information there. If you have WhatsApp, please put your WhatsApp number in there. That's the best way to contact me. Then I can send you files and stuff like that.
Oh, wonderful.
I can send voice messages. that's my preferred way of communication.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Fill the application out, and also it says there's no strings attached, guys. It's just basically just to communicate, ask questions, and then when you're comfortable, you can go ahead and sign up with Tiger Eye. But I want to thank Bashir for taking time out of his schedule to stop by and meet with me today. I got a message him. I messaged him yesterday on WhatsApp. Hey, are you available? So sure enough, he was available for in between classes. But he's working every day, all day long. So he has a lot of different classes he's teaching and doing a wonderful job here. And this school, it's just growing and growing. So be a part of the community here at Tiger Eye. All right, guys, that is it. That is Tiger Eye. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was a lot of fun to not only meet up with Bashir again, but also kind of show you guys the facility should you want to use Muay Thai as your soft power for your DTV visa. That was the main reason why I wanted to make today's video, was the fact that I know a lot of people are curious about the Muay Thai schools and they don't know what it's like before they sign up. Because if you're away, living in a different country and applying for the visa, and using Muay Thai as a soft power, that's sometimes kind of nerve-wracking. So hope this video can be helpful, as well as, you know what, you got a chance to meet a true MMA fighter. Yeah, Bashir, he's a badass. I enjoyed watching his videos on YouTube and also seeing him fight. Yeah, and a while back, I actually got the opportunity to watch Muay Thai live at Lumpini, I think, Arena, and they had one championship there, and that was really cool. I went with my friend Chris, and he took me there, and we had a wonderful time. And to see live Muay Thai, that was pretty cool. That is it, though, for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you did, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and we'll check back with you later on with more videos from Thailand. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.